Everyone keeps saying that dating is dead, that people don't want to commit anymore, that the apps ruined love, and that our generation just does not care about finding love. I personally don't think that dating has disappeared. I think that we just forgot how to take our time with it. And today I'm going to talk about why. Not in oh, I'm giving dating advice, blah, blah, blah. No. I just want to talk from the perspective of someone that actually lived in a dating area. I was confused, I was anxious, and always trying to figure it out in real time. This is from someone that is experiencing young Gen Z love. So without further ado, we are going to get into the video. But make sure that you guys leave a like, subscribe, and comment something that has been frustrating you lately with dating. I know it's not easy for any of us, especially a lot of people that have not been in actual relationships, and some people still haven't even had their first kiss. I keep running into people like in my 20s, by the way, early 20s, of people who haven't even had their first kiss yet. If you do subscribe, make sure to hit the bell to be notified every time I do post, and follow me on my socials to be updated with things going on in my life. I post every single day on TikTok, so if you want to see daily content, by all means. I'm more than certain that all of us have seen the number of videos of people talking about our current dating age. It's an interesting thing. People are dating less, we're having fewer children, and honestly, I think that there are a number of reasons on why that has happened. One major contributor was the pandemic. We lost a way of connecting with people face to face. I'm not sure if anyone is facing this as much as I am, but it's already hard for me to talk to people as is. And that extensive gap of only being exposed to my family for a little bit over a year made it worse. Literally only talk to my mom, only talk to my brothers, only talk to my cat. It was like holy hell. Well, nothing holy about it, but during that time we were all connecting through our phones. And I think that has done something to our minds when it comes to forging real bonds, especially outside of school. If you're a person that has made friends outside of the school scene, please let me know. Someone that you see not constantly, but enough to consider a friend. You know what I mean? I've made friends at the club, I've made friends at the bar, I've made friends just going out. Have I exchanged contact information with them? No, nothing of that sort. In the time we live in now, what most people are doing is being broadcasted to some degree. There's a performance issue nowadays that I'm pretty sure all of us have seen across social media. It blurs the line between someone that actually is and someone that is actually pretending to be someone that they're not. People are extremely performative nowadays. The matcha, the baggy clothes, the shoulder bags, the feminist treatise. Even me saying treatise instead of book was being performative. I had to look that word up. So we don't know what is real anymore. We don't know how to be real. Connecting in person just feels too much. Enter dating apps. Dating apps take the pressure off of dating a bit. There's essentially no timeline for when you're technically supposed to get together with someone. You get to know someone without the pressure of having to impress them, and you get to learn and you get to grow with each other until you're ready for that date. You know what I mean? Like the talking stage, like you text for a few weeks and then you guys go on date. You're like the first date that you go on more, so on and so forth until death do you part. But humans are unfortunately greedy guys. We are a greedy sum of beings. We don't know how fortunate we are to have dating apps. Like legitimately put in your brain how fortunate and how lucky we are to have dating apps. Like dating should be easy. We literally have an asset to make dating so much easier than it is like going out in the real world and trying to impress someone and swoop them off their feet, and and we just abuse dating apps like we abuse everything ever. You lay out your information flat, right? On the dating app. It's your bio. Scorpio. Well, I'm a Scorpio. You put your horoscope, your MBTI. In the real world with dating, we still technically swipe on people's looks. Like if we look at someone, we like them, and we're like, oh, like I want to get to know them. I want to talk to them. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, it's the same thing with peacocks and their feathers. Like the most beautiful feathers that catch your eye, like you're gonna go after that peacock specifically. You see someone, you're like, oh my god, like they're cute. That's the swiping. And then you go and talk to them and you guys start talking. That's the bio portion of how it is today. It's low-key just a big ass game of smash or pass, but is that also not what dating really is? Let's pull back the performative epidemic that has seeped into the dating realm. On your dating profile, you either show raw personality or you keep everything clean cut and sharp. You present yourself and how you want to be perceived in person, so you upload pics with a specific aura that you decide to admit. Now, me personally, I like the profiles that have a little bit more personality. Like I want a selfie. I don't need these big photo shoots. Like, you know what I mean? And I get it. Like you want to present your best self when it comes to dating. But at the end of the day, I'm going to get you in sweats before you in a fucking corduroy jacket and khakis, or a suit and tie in front of the Eiffel Tower, or a suit and tie on a yacht. And like I said, that's the whole thing with this is how I want to be presented. So this is what I'm going to upload on the dating app. Me personally, I have a mix of the two. I have a mix of, like some pics I take while I'm out, and then I have some pics of me just in bed. Because I mean, you're gonna get both, so why not just show both? All it honestly, it's just performative, it's fake, and it's just disgusting acting. When it comes to dating, there's this ideal version of a partner, someone who takes care of someone else, flowers on every date, holding the door, picking up the check, good morning text, good night text. At the end of the day, that already is the bare minimum, but also not everyone wants that. I think the internet tells us that this is what you should do when you're dating, this is what you should expect, and this is that, and this is, at the end of the day, do I connect with this person? I could not care less about if this person opens up a door or not. Like, you know what I mean? And that's, some people just have that expectation. That's what they want from their partner. Me personally, I don't need that from my partner. So those are two different ideals. And of course, like when it comes to the internet, you take information and you do with that what you will. If it's something that resonates with you, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Most of the stuff I see on the internet does not resonate with me, which is why I don't scroll. This is my screen time. I don't scroll. Like, I've never dated anyone that actually cared about getting flowers. I've dated people who refuse to let me pay for anything. I've dated someone who hated when I opened up the door for them. I've gone on dates with people where they have done nothing I wanted them to do in my head. Not to say those people don't exist. Like my sisters and my brother's wife, they kind of expect those things, like the flowers and the holding the door and being a gentleman, and but not all people do. Like my best friend might prefer flower seeds versus flowers that'll dry up in her windowsill so she can actually grow those flowers and take care of them. It's all about getting to know someone and navigating them. One person I talked to before, the current person I'm now dating, they did not like flowers. So instead, when I gave them a gift, I put dried flowers in a box with the gift on top of it. So they don't have to take care of those flowers, and they can just throw them away if they want to, because the flowers are dead anyway. And if you still want to give them something, give them dried flowers, Concept of dating in our generation is twisted, for lack of a better word. We're all doing what we think we should be doing on dates instead of simply communicating what it is that we actually want from the other person. I don't want to say lower expectations. I will never, ever, ever tell anybody to settle. We don't take the time to understand each other. That's what I'm trying to get at. And we don't take the time to voice our wants and voice our needs. And that's when people start getting into toxic relationships. But we're not talking about that today, okay? We all follow this imaginary guidebook to dating, but really there is no guideline outside of just don't cheat, don't betray your partner. That's it. I might do a little bit of contradicting just because I just said what I just said, but I'm not. I'm just like trying to discuss dating. I'm not really trying to give you guys any sort of advice. The ideas of shoulds and shouldn'ts are stale nowadays. I think our generation is open to fighting against the lost idea of dating to a certain degree. Gen Z is very keen on going against the norms and being authentic to ourselves without question. But lately, there's been an increase in being nonchalant. The nonchalant epidemic, y'all, newsflash, being nonchalant is boring. No one wants to talk to someone that is nonchalant. Like, oh my goodness, like a lick of emotion would go a long way. Not texting people back is not cool. Not calling people back is not cool. Trying to say that you're the utmost busy person, it's just not cool, and it's outdated, bro. I'm busy. I have 7 classes. I work. I'm busy. I still have 60 seconds to send you a text. Do not sit here and tell someone, oh, I am busy, when it does not take that long to send a text. Sitting on the phone, I get it. That probably is more of a time commitment. You can send a text. You're going to go piss. Send me a text when you're on the toilet. No one is going to be with a nonchalant person long term. We all go into dating with this idea of falling in love, but we aren't ourselves. We resist the expression of our hearts and we refuse to share them. Either that or we go into dating with a completely different mindset of hooking up. I think the number one thing people miss when it comes to dating apps, no one knows what they want, because if they did, they would approach dating differently. People date with the intention of hooking up. No intention of getting to actually know someone with the possibility of hooking up or not hooking up at all. Believe it or not, I don't think it's actually that hard to hook up with someone if the vibe is there, of course, but you're not present enough to actually bond with those people for the possibility of a hookup to even raise in question. I think there's a huge pool of people on dating apps that do hook up because they feel safer than hooking up with someone that you could possibly have a bond with. versus a stranger that you just lock eyes with in a bar. And I'm not saying that you need to tell people, hey, I want to go to a date with you, but I also want to screw around with you later. So, prepare for that. What I'm trying to say, I might be running into circles, but what I'm trying to say is that if you show up as yourself, you might get luckier than you might think. Just speaking from experience, by the way. The overarching issue is that people say we don't date like we used to. And I agree. I think that there are a lot of us that don't know how to take our time with love. Dating apps give us the illusion that you can speed up authentic dating. And that's just not true. That's how we ended up with situationships and short-lived flings. Your heart isn't set on someone just because you matched with them on Tinder. Although, like, on paper, and that's what it presents itself as. I'm pretty sure not a lot of us think that way, but that's how it presents itself. You cannot rush love, and that's exactly what these apps try to do. I need to get to know someone. Either that, or there are times where someone quickly gets me, like, you know what I mean? And that's something that I only just realized, that after my 23 years of living, I have to take my time to get to understand someone and get to know them get to know them authentically enough, even if it's not all deep. And if I get to understand them to a certain level and degree, I can see myself dating them. I think this whole thing with dating apps is that there's not a lot of authenticity when it comes to these dating apps. I gaslight myself when it comes to dating. I would literally check the dates of when we started talking versus the present day. I assume that X equals Y. Therefore, with X being the time I spent with them and Y being a relationship, which means, oh, I've spent this amount of time with this person. Since it's been this long, we need to go and date. I think that's another thing. Oh, the 3-month rule, the 6-month rule, and this and that. And when you should get married, you've been dating for 4 years, you should be married by now. Like, love is an agreement upon two individuals, or three, or four, or five, whatever fits your fancy. You can only give so much advice when it comes to dating. Like, when it comes to actual relationship problems and relationship issues, you can't really sit here and say, because of this, me and this person should be together because blah, blah, blah. If you feel it, be with that person. Just because someone is saying that it's this or that it's that, or it's been this long, so therefore this, that's between you and whoever you're talking to. So someone myself, I can only tell you so much about it, and you can only do whatever you want to with it. You know what I mean? Your best friend can tell you this, and you can do whatever you want to do about it. But at the end of the day, this is an agreement between you and someone else. Dating seems to be rushed in a way. Yeah, like going steady with someone might be like a little corny, like if people want to know how the bed chemistry is. And I'm not saying that, oh, if you do that, you're even, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're all grown. If you want to go ahead and do that, like, you can. But like, if you go in it with the intention of doing that, go in it with the intention of doing that. Stop lying to one another. Stop saying, oh, I want a relationship, but I also want to no, you just want to smash, and that's okay. You can do that with whoever you want to do that with. Just stop going at people saying, I want this. In it, your mind is somewhere else. Your mind is not present. Your mind is not here with the other person. Your soul is somewhere else. Your soul is not present with the person you're talking to. You are not connecting with that person. And like I said, these dating apps, they give us the opportunity to have that connection, even if we're not talking about why planets are circular and why gravity works the way that it does and what's the meaning of life and blah, blah, blah. Even if you're bonding over the simplest things, like the material on curtains or the material of our clothing, why we chose to wear cotton, and like, or just stupid, oh, like, I went to work this day and this happened, you just bond over these things and you find love that way. You find that's authentic connection. Like I said, if you want to go hook up with someone, go and hook up with someone. I'm not telling you what to do and what not to do. Like, you know what I mean? If you want love, go find that love. Go connect with that person that you want to spend your life with. You know what I mean? Go find your soulmate if that's the sort of thing that you believe in. Falling in love should be fun, whether it's fast and lasts a lifetime or is a slow burn that also lasts a lifetime. I don't think dating is broken. I think in a way we are. Not like in a hopeless way, but in a way that we're still learning, in a way where we're not in a hopeless way, but just in a we're still learning way. We're all young here. I'm assuming that you're probably, according to my demographics, everyone that watches my videos are my age. So yeah, dating is difficult to navigate, especially nowadays. You don't really know what people's intentions are. Like, before I was in my current relationship, I was not looking to date anybody at all. I was strictly going on dates because I'm moving in August. So I was just strictly going on dates and just doing whatever and not really worried about anything. and I fucking fell on my face for this person. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just accidental. And, you know, and that sort of thing happens as well. Finding love is not a linear thing. But I do think if your attention is somewhere, I told myself I won't be dating this year, but if it happens, it happens, and I'm not gonna knock it. Like, you know what I mean? I think love is a lot closer than most of us might think. If there's anything that I learned, it's that love doesn't respond well to pressure, to timelines, or pretending and being less authentic. I have never been so myself in a relationship, literally ever. I don't have this anxiety of, oh, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't say that, I shouldn't joke like this, I shouldn't do this. I can be more loose with this person. And other people I've been with, there's always been a part of my personality that shut off with being with those people because I was afraid to be myself. When we show up as ourselves, we see people who sees us as ourselves, and we find people that love us for us that way. We connect that and we draw that energy towards us being authentic. You're gonna date, be authentic, be yourself. Show up for yourself first. Allow that person to love you for everything that you might find cringe about yourself, everything that you might shut off about yourself. Because that is the only way you are going to have fun in this realm of frustrating dating. Love responds to honesty, it responds to patience, and actually letting yourself be seen. So maybe the answer isn't dating harder, faster, more efficiently, more people, going on, you know, serial dating. I was serial dating for a long time. Maybe it's just to slow down and let things happen the way that they're supposed to. If you made it this far, I genuinely would love to hear your thoughts about the dating realm for Gen Z right now. None of us has this figured out, and maybe that is the point. If you enjoyed the video, do like it, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified every time I do post. And also follow me on all of my socials. All my socials will be linked down below. And I hope you guys have a good 2026. Let's find love this year. Let's love ourselves and be open to the idea of love this year. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna go.